What's going on, guys? Welcome to Steve Does Stuff. I'm Steve, and today we're going to be doing some truck camper stuff. So you guys have been following along over the last 5 months. Been turning my truck into a truck camper to get ready for our upcoming 10,000 kilometer road trip across Canada. We're almost there. The truck itself is good. Platform is built. Everything works with the cab. There's no back seats. But the one thing we do need to address is some privacy, because as we've been starting to plan this out, we're going to be staying in some urban areas, and beyond that, the sun comes up at 5:30 in the morning. And when you're in here, you can see it's pretty bright. So today we're going to be putting up some curtains and installing the bed in here. Over here on the right, we've got a pretty simple curtain rod system that I have kind of been messing around with for a little bit. These actual brackets are not the final ones. They're a little bit too close to the actual window frame, so the material and the curtains are probably going to get bunched up. So I was able to go get some other ones from Home Depot. So let me show you what those guys look like. These are the brackets that I got from Home Depot. Obviously, we only need one mounting point on the very top, because below would actually be into the glass like this. So that's not really going to work for us. I don't want that up against the glass, plus it's on the wrong angle. So we're going to be modifying these brackets slightly. So you can see they're kind of a two-piece solution. So let's get to work on these. I don't know what you would call them, cup hooks or curtain hangers from Home Depot. You see they come in two pieces, they're adjustable. And here is what we're ending up with. So we've taken off the bottom section, which used to go something like this, getting rid of that screw, and essentially just putting this thing in the vise and bending it so that it's going to work nicely with our window profile. And we're also removing one of the factory screws from the inside of the window and then just putting it in here to attach it to the window. So this is the process of how you do it. Starting with a totally fresh hanger, essentially just kind of want to blast this set screw out. Same with this bottom piece. This is basically useless to us now. For bending it in the vise, I just took out the set screw. This will be helpful for actually holding in the pole, just for when you're driving along so it doesn't come flying out, but it'll also make it easy to remove the actual pole from the assembly. We've got this piece now, we got to put it in the vise. So being the man of science I am not, I just kind of put it in the vise and winged it to begin with. Just took it, flopped it over like that. Kind of continued to bend it over. Move it out a little bit. Move it up a little bit. Kind of continue to fold it. I'm getting pretty close. So that's our new one. That's our old one. You got to close this gap on it a little bit. And there you have it. Not 100% perfect, but I would say in my books, those are definitely close enough. So now that we got all three of these things just bent by hand, kind of super rough, take them to the truck and show you what we're dealing with. As I mentioned before, we're going to be reusing these factory screws that sort of hold the frame in place. And we're not getting super crazy on there. We're only doing a top rod. The bottoms of these curtains have Velcro that just kind of tuck in right here, so you can help affix them in there. You can see there's just like a little Velcro pocket in there. So we're going with 3 supports, one on each end and then one in the middle. And essentially all we're doing, unbolting this, putting our brand new lovely little curtain holder in there like that, and that's it. All right, just like that. 1, 2, and 3. So that's our curtain rod. Needs a little bit of trimming. Don't worry about those parts. But let's see what it looks like with some curtains on here. Run it up pretty nicely. There's Velcro on the bottom of each one of these curtains that was lovingly made by my mother-in-law. Thank you very much, Joan. And they tuck in quite nicely. First official test fit with the whole gang. Opie is looking very pleased with herself.
Since she's taking up more than 1/3 of the space.
Yeah, somehow the biggest person ends up jammed against the wall.
Smallest dog.
I think we'll be okay once we get the mattress in here. Both sets of curtains are up, and it is much darker in here and cooler with the sun not beating in. The way that I've done these is essentially these ones just kind of friction fit in here. There's nothing really holding them in because the curtain actually has to sit in there on the rod. The middle bracket has this little screw in guy that has been bent so that it can't actually jump up and out of there. I'm kind of not sure how we're gonna drive along with these, to be honest, because obviously you gotta check your blind spot here. I was kind of thinking about something like this for storing them. These are just Velcroed up to the roof. I don't know if these will stay in place while I drive around, but the good news is we're not leaving for a couple weeks, so we got some time to test on these. Next up is the mattress. Another key piece of the puzzle has arrived. Our mattress. So this one is a 4-inch gel memory foam. Technically it is a mattress topper, but we figured it says it's high density. At 4 inches, we don't want to go much higher because of the headroom into the truck. So we're gonna see how this one works. We may need to put the puzzle mats under it. So let's get it into the truck. Please do not cut. Doesn't look great. I'm no expert, but that does not look like 4 inches. Put it in the truck, come back in a few hours and see how it's making out. Okay, so now that our bed is starting to expand out, we need to address an issue with the front window, and that is the fact that there's no screen here. Fortunately, the whole window folds down. So what I'm going to be doing is essentially taking this corrugate template, figuring out how big this thing is, and then I'm going to be cutting a piece of screen and then taping it all along the frame around here and then maybe wrapping it around in some cases. So we test it for a piece of corrugate. Looking about right. Might be a little bit wide, but we'll start with something wide. So I'm going to lay out the screening that we got and cut this thing out to shape. So the screen that I got is just like this fiberglass screen door material. Smallest I could get was 30 by 84, which is way overkill for what we need. But we're gonna lay it out over our template, cut it shape. So I am gonna take definitely some width off this thing. Probably to about, say, there. That looks like about the proper width to take off. So we got our finished product here, courtesy of Gorilla Tape. Wasn't sure if I said that in the beginning, but my idea or my theory here is that I created this gasket with the Gorilla Tape so it's a nice flat surface because I'm essentially just going to be taping it to the frame on the window, which is right here. So it's going to line up more or less like that. I think if I do anything, I'm going to want to roll it down. It's going to be sitting right here. So to get the bottom and top to sit nicely, I've essentially just run some tape to kind of tuck it in here so it doesn't get bound up on the edge. And also for the top, I just ran a piece over there and fits in quite nicely. So I gotta say, the end result is what I wanted. I do feel a little strange kind of just like duct taping a screen into here, but having this third window open just makes for so much more ventilation, especially when your heads like are right here. Having the 3 windows open just helps get some more air moving in and around here, and this is going to stop the bugs from getting in here because one night I left that open and the bugs definitely found me. So we got our screen in the front, we got the bed in place, which is, you know, starting to kind of figure itself out. Curtains are up now. It's time to make the bed. Bam. That is looking pretty freaking slick. It is finally coming together. Mattress is coming up. Got our pillows in here, windows are open. This thing is officially a truck camper. Well, I think that's gonna do it for this episode of Steve Does Stuff, guys. We are getting so freaking close. I mean, just look at this thing. Look at how slick this thing looks. So we're a couple weeks out from our big trip right now, and we are finally starting to do like a final pack on the truck. But this thing, the sleeping area, is officially done. So that's gonna do it this time. Thanks for watching. See you next time, guys.